All righty. Hi there. 3 likes and 4 people waiting. Happy day. Um, I hope I gotta check my sound. How's my sound, please? Um, Hello. Let's get to my channel and this. Turn it on. Do we have sound?
This, turn it on.
Yay, we have sound. Fucking A, Skippy. Hey, Bob Dog. Happy day. I want to introduce myself before we get on to the subject of tonight's discussion, and we're going to discuss this. I don't know how far, and we might get. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. Or whoever was here must have been bots waiting that took off with. This looks like it's only you and me right now, Bob. So anyway, my name is Tommy Jane Wasserberg. My stage name is Tommy Tudor. I'm the whistleblower. That's my. Yeah, I want to state real clearly for the record that I am not a transsexual. I'm an intersex person. I have no idea what was going on down below. Get rid of the clown. I got no time or tolerance for clowns. Okay, that's where it's at. We're gonna be serious, or you're gonna be gone. Anyway, I'm an intersex person. I have no idea what exactly was going on with my genitals, and before they operated on it, they cut into. Yeah, we're I'm not playing the 4chan, the troll game, the stuff. I'm a target of that shit, and I'm working real hard to get some relief for the victims of it. I had you listen to this morning's video. I had a lovely conversation, and we're now friends in Facebook with Deputy Hicks. He has a friend who's a content creator that gets just all kinds of shit from stupid people that they just get off. They get a Schadenfreude rush, pissing people off by saying shit. They get this big self-esteem boost from putting people down. And that's not what I'm about, and never have been. I'm an old hippie, and I'm crazy Tommy, and I'm real explosive, but that's under special circumstances with people who need an attitude adjustment. I'm not a man or a woman. I'm what I am. I'm Tommy, and I prefer that people relate to me as a female person because I don't like all the aggression that goes with malehood. All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, tonight is kind of open to it. I'm going to be reading from the. I'm gonna be reading a little bit here and there from a paper from Cambridge that sex versus gender, a biological location for gender, not sex. And then there's an abstract here. Now, I'm not going to fuck with that too much because it's just an abstract. No, wait a minute. It's the whole thing. Yeah, I'm still not going to fuck with it because it's like way up there brain chemistry. But it's related to arguments that this Kara Sprouse character who's, the Sprouse channel person. Their name is, they call themselves Destiny Price, or D Price. And they're all hung up on the dimorphism of the brain. Particularly, there's a structure, something about it's a dimorphic gender, some kind of dimorphic gender behavior controller in the prefrontal area of the hypothalamus, preoptical area of the hypothalamus, and they're measured differences in the brains of men and women, but there is no clear line of demarcation between the male and female brain. You cannot look at a brain and say with certainty, yeah, that's a male brain, or you could say it's going to be this much because it's a mosaic. And what's the statement from the American Psychiatric Association on this? Let me get that up. American Psychological Association defines gender identity as a person's deeply felt inherent sense of being a boy, a man or a male, a girl, a woman, or a female, or an alternative gender, for example, gender queer, gender nonconforming, gender neutral, that may or may not correspond to a person's sex assigned at birth or to a person's primary or secondary sex characteristics. This is what the American Psychological Association says. So if a person is saying, well, I identify as a female, and they look like a football player. This was the character that John Irving created in Roberta Muldoon for his novel, The World According to Garp. And here's this really huge, gracious transgender woman. There's no argument, no honest argument that I see in the medical literature, the scientific literature, or in the law for the only two sexes argument of the gender critical movement. And to try and establish discriminating law on the basis of it, that's Nazism. Okay? So, if you have I'll be glad to get down with you on this, Jessica. I understand a lot of concerns, but it usually boils down to phallophobia and PTSD from encounters with toxic people with penises. And it's not fair to the trans feminine man who's, even if they identify, it's just like, I don't think like a man. It's painful. It's very stressful for me to do the guy thing. I just can't. I realize I'm not like very feminine, but I just can't do the guy thing, and it's innate. When I was young, I had to, I get called out for, being girly acting just by the way I moved or posed. And I had to consciously suppress that. I had to walk a pigeon-toed for months when I get into high school because I had to get the swish out of my walk because the bullies were sneaking up behind me and kicking me in the butt. But yeah, just reach out to me at one of my, here or at Facebook or whatever, and I'd be glad to discuss this with you. Because I do understand the concerns about bad male behavior, but it's not fair to project that onto transgender people just because of toxic masculinity. And there are already laws to deal with the predator in the bathroom, for instance. So moving right along. Where was I? I was talking about me and the community outlook. Now, I see myself as dead nuts in the middle of the whole spectrum. Just what I am and what my perceptions of maleness and femaleness are. The I'm a both, and I'm not fluid at all because I was forced to be male. So, my maleness is totally self-defensive. Get me agitated and panicky, and I'll get all guy for you real quick and break things. And I want to stay away from that. I call them my Tom moments. But anyway, when I first came out, the rap was we're all created uniquely. Everybody's put together as a unique beast, and we all have free will to manifest our desires. Okay, we have these amazing tools to work with, and all this fun shit that society's put together for us to live within, and here we are. And everybody makes their own decisions on what's called the gender role that they're going to play, or the presentation, their presentation. But gender identity is deep inside yourself, and it forms when we're very young. Most the majority of people expressing transgender ideas are recognize it before. By the time they're 6-7 years old, they know something's going on. And most of the rest by puberty, though it's not unusual for it to just kind of simmer in the background for a long time. I call it gendering yourself, where you go and like, okay, I'll be a man, or okay, I'll be a woman for the trans masculine people, and just go be the best man or woman you possibly could be for the next 20 or 30 years, and find yourself in a dead-end marriage, dead-end career with a bunch of kids that hate you, and you hate yourself. So there's a lot of late transitioning that happens along for those reasons, and it just the strict heteronormative sex gender binary, I believe, is a construct of empire, that they use it for managing the breeding populations of the serfs, because they were separated for long periods of time by foreign military exploits. Most indigenous cultures at least tolerate same-sex attraction and transgender identities. And medical science has shown conclusively that it's real, and long-term clinical studies have shown that you let transgender people be what they are, and they thrive and make great contributions to society. Our interactive chats can't happen without the patents that were filed by Lynn Conway, who transitioned on the Dutch. She got bagged from IBM when she came out, and then she was allowed to transition on the job at Xerox, and I forget what they're called, but there's a critical core component of the that your little Android or iPhone that enables it to connect to the internet and interact with people directly, in direct messenger and shit. That's her. That's Lynn Conway's work. No, transgender people are not all sex fiends, deviants, and diaper fags, or any of this other stuff that the Kiwi farmers are trying to promote. And that's a good point for us to go and let's explore the farms and let's learn about. Okay, Dave, are they give restraining orders for yeah. But this is just an insane. It's just an insane fellow. No, you will not, Tom. You are a moron, and they do not give restraining orders for websites. You fucked in the head, moron. I've already gotten a restraining order on one individual that wasn't doing anywhere near what you're doing. That was not said, and there was no criminal violation. That it was civil, and you could not get an RO. Do not threat of harm. You're a lying sack of dog fucking child molesting retarded shit. You learn how to use a comma, fucking douche tart. Oh, and now he's throwing some fucking Russian at me. But anyway. Let's go find their thread. I pretty much need to gag this maggot because, like, I mean, he's just like rage typing this same shit over and over and over again, and he's got these people at Kiwi Farms egging him on. I just need to make it stop, and I will be able to make it stop, because I will be able to get a restraining order on him fairly easily. How much it's going to cost, I don't know, but I will be able to get a restraining order on it. So let's look at his threat, and let's start from the beginning. I had no idea. I'm just here. I am just one. Let's get back to the community focus. Is everybody's valid? That nobody's transition or lack of transition invalidates anybody else's. That and the way I joked about it really seems to be legit. It's like, if somebody says that they want to call themselves Flicka and have you like consider them a pony, it's like, cool, man, you're Flicka. If you're a nice person, and somebody says that they're a guy, or somebody says that they're a girl, or somebody says I'm not either one of those, and please don't call me that. Don't. Go listen to the exchange between me and Deputy Hicks about this. It's like, people are what they are, and they're gonna fuck what they fuck, and if you don't like it, don't look. It's nobody else's, it's not your place to say anything. It's not your place to make things harder for them if it's already difficult. Excuse me. People got to learn to tolerate things that are not really harmful to anybody but the person that's doing it, and probably isn't really harmful to them either. And it's just something that's in violation of what you've been conditioned to believe is appropriate or inappropriate. It's your own personal sense of propriety that's being disturbed when you feel the need to debate the validity of a person's gender expression. And that's the bottom line here, is that this kind of behavior is probably the single most repugnant behavior, trans on trans behavior that there is. And it traces all the way back into the 60s, I think, or 90s, when the term transgender was first popularized. Because on the one hand, the transsexuals were trying to desexualize the term, and the genderqueers, non-operative people, were trying to put some distance between themselves and the transsexuals. So now here they are 30 years later, getting even worse with each other about it. And this person is just this is an archetype of what they call the truthscum, the transmedicalist, transsexual who is dictating the terms of what is and is not proper expression, transgender expression. So here's this thread that was started on June 15, 2017 by someone calling himself Yellow Shirt Guy. The title is David Price / Destiny D Price / Mangudia Force, crazy, mean, ugly tranny from South Carolina who spurgs about Blaire White and Tommy Tudor. So now I had no idea. These people have been tracking the whole thing. So, you know, I'm going to back out of it at this point, and we'll just read along and listen and, you know, see what's here. So let's see if there's any questions. Nicholas Abbott Esquire, if you'd like put that question in writing, you know, get it, you know, get it coherent, and I'll be glad to try and discuss it. Thank you for that opinion, Jacob. This is, you know, I contacted Sophie LaBelle. They junked her shit recently hard, so she was making a public thing about it, and I contacted her, reached out to her, and now I've been you know, I'm an investigative journalist. I'm a life scientist. My training is in fisheries biology. I'm a artificial ecosystems engineer. I create, you know, biomass generators. You know, the balanced aquarium. Go Google the balanced aquarium. That was my first studies in ecosystem engineering. But I'm blacklisted, and, you know, ended up in, you know, as a hippie artist activist, and here I is. I forgot where I was going and why. But we can go back to, you know, trans exclusionary. You know, people like Dave Price, D Price, they get excluded. That's how I even found out about them. Is that a PhD psychologist was delivering a paper in my group, and Dave got in her shit. And when they asked me to intervene, he got in my shit and hasn't let go. So anyway, I'm like seriously offended, Yellow Shirt Guy, by this. I mean, I'm really offended here, especially, you know, if you're talking about writing style. Meet David, aka Destiny Price, tranny from Dayton, Ohio, who rants on Twitter and Google about Blaire White and other non-SJWs who refute their nonsense. Also a veteran. He claims 30 years of discrimination from the USDA firing him over a blood test. He was stopped by his family in the mid-1980s for trying to go through HRT then. He has an uncanny resemblance style to Tommy Tudor. No, because I'm a nice person. And I can compose coherent sentences. Examples below, and thank you credit to Yawning Sneasel for the links below. This Yawning Sneasel character really needs to be drawn and quartered. But this is, this man's a psychopath that just loves to stalk people and dig up shit that isn't even necessarily real, and just go harassing. I don't know how many of the suicides. There's just a fresh murder that I'm sure they instigated. These people are sick. They're promoting people to kill themselves and kill others. Idiots that do not believe, here's Destiny Price. Idiots that do not believe in trans kids cause abuse, and that abuse causes me. Or ME. What's ME? Do not abuse kids. Do not tell people trans kids don't know. Just another day in the world of hate. This is June 3rd, who knows when. 2017 or before. 50 years of it, how much more can they force you to take? I hate that bitch for what she did. She's mom. Let's see what this YouTube video is. I guess it's not. Huh. Or that video doesn't exist. This is from minds.com. Destiny Price channel's been disabled there. Mangudia was probably disabled at YouBoob too. Let's hear his. Okay, I either have him blocked or he has me blocked at Facebook, so I can't see that. Here's the statement. And these people, this is not me at all. Here they're saying, maybe I should let all know I am not male. I am transgendered. That's not proper usage. But my parents hate it and have entrapped me in a life of hell. Ruined my ability to get loose and try to keep from being who I should be. It is not a life. It is stagnant time waiting for the end of my time. I'm going to try again to get free and run from the hell they have kept me in for the last 30 years. I was signed off to HRT in 1984 only to have my parents run my doctors off. Since that time, I have desperately tried to be who I am. Destiny Elizabeth Price. Also search Mangudia Force on YouTube. There are videos of people laughing at him on YouTube. This one is funny. He threatens to kill some dude from YouTube and his mom. Wow. They're easily trolled too. Here's some Tuco James saying to Mangudia Force before their thing got shut down. Shut up, you tard. And here's the response. Ha 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 ha. Hims all got Hims feelings hurt. Hims go boo-hoo. Poor whiny Tuco, you will never live this one down. Ha 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 ha. You failed permanently. You no-brained half-wit mongoloid. I told you that you suffered from microcephaly and could not possibly outslam anyone. And there you are folding up like a house of cards. What a loser. Once again, the mange prevails. You should never try to outdo someone from the old school MSNGZ. Well, Foucault, again, you have been defeated. It's been good laughs making fun of you. Have a fucked up dim-witted day, small skull. Ha 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 ha. Got to love slamming some doofus that thinks he's the greatest and is really the worst. Well, go away. Go away. A program popped up on its own. Well, Tuco, time for you to go sulk off and cry, huh? Or are you now going to do what you did to Ice and block me too, little boo-hoo boy? Poor Tuco, get all mad and boo-hooed all over his own page. Wow, great comeback. Okay, I don't know if I want to waste my time with this. This is kind of a strange. No, this is kind of a strange one here. Yes, I do play bass. Yes, I have an 18-year-old girlfriend. I have told you that so many times. Glad you finally found out. And so, what if I have a 19-year-old daughter? Way I look at it is, I didn't change her ass, so I will fuck her and enjoy that tight young body she has. And this person gets on me about weird shit. Here they're going. Oh, here's where they threaten Blaire White. No, I do not, asshole. I look like an older woman. I think they look like Norman Bates with a double chin. Now, if you do not stop, I will kill Blaire White. I will take my time and make it slow and painful. It's not just going to kill Blaire White, but going to torture her slowly. Is that what you want to be the reason Blaire is hunted down and killed just so you can whimper and cry? I will do it. Brutally have her killed. Is that what you want, to push me to kill him? Woo. I do not look like a man. And I'm going to kill Blaire over all this bullshit. And I do mean that, so keep it up. You're going to be the reason Blaire is murdered. Asshole, I am on my meds. They call that the HRT. Something I deserve to be on, something taken from me at 21. Okay, shut your fucking mouth before I decide to trace you, find you, and hunt you down with my 12 gauge 870 Remington. Ooh, baby. And here he's gonna, and Mikey, if I do, I am, and this is all in caps too, of course. And Mikey, if I do, I'm not going to kill you quickly. I will draw it out over weeks. Okay, that video's gone. She's freaking out at Twitter. My channel's being attacked by Blaire White. I'm losing. Subs, I will see you in court. I'm suing you. Okay, now here we have a bowl of word salad. Oh, look, a gamer. Should I watch or I bet you put a thumbs down on my video. You 7 already. I have millions have since the first attack. All my videos, first attack, they were calling me a suck up for talking about Blaire's video about Milo Stewart. I tried to get her to stop them comparing us. I said I don't follow Blaire White. I'm aware of the controversies that swirl around her, and I'm aware that she has a more conservative viewpoint. But that's I have no I'm not going to stand in judgment of the person without really any reason to. This is not a trans person on YouTube, as far as I'm concerned. I tried to get her to stop them comparing us. That did not work. It only got worse. Then the trans kids video, and now I just hate that gay turned trans. Now let me ask you why the thumbs down, only no likes at all. Do you suck at gaming, have no skills? Sad if that is the case. Should I watch? Long and boring. Okay, well, most are not into long and boring, I guess. Tell you this, I never thumbs down someone that does not deserve it. No, they got a what they call a goat sex. It's an emoji that is, you know, it's somebody's asshole cheeks spread that he likes to use for a rep. a reaction emoji. It's the goat sex emoji, because it was spreading his ass for somebody to shove something in it. Most never hear our stories till we take our lives, and shortly after it is all but forgotten. Well, that's the mentally unwell ones. Transgender people are, especially the kids that are being brought up as themselves, they're doing real well. And once, this all started to change in about 1995. I had, unlike Dave, I've got at least 10 years on the man. I just said okay and complied as best I could and played along as long as I could, and here I am. And I've watched it closely. Excuse me, I am a hippie historian. I've watched the public statements of transgender people since the 1970s, and the state of the research on sex and gender since the 1970s. I worked in the endocrinology lab right down the hall from the gender clinic at the University of Texas in the 1980s. Run hormone tests on the people's blood samples. Had a hormone test running. I participated in a study using some tagged hormones, and found out that my brain chemistry was more female than male. In about 1982, but I never sought the surgery. They cut on me when I was little, and they're not going to do it again. However they do it, I favor the ancient astronaut cosmology that says this is an ancient world. Humans are an ancient species, and we've populated all over space, and that civilization's risen and fallen here numerous times, and we're on the recovery, getting ready to either step into the next phase of advancement or get blasted back to the caves and trees and shit. That's where we're at at the moment. and whether the space traveling terrestrials are going to show themselves or not is strictly up to them. Okay, I just know what we need to do here to advance to the next level and not worry about what the rest of humanity is doing around us. So that's that. So I survived that. Most of us cannot take it past our teens. Well, I played along. I didn't fight it. Now see, they operated on me, and I ended up with, these people are trying to say I got a micro penis, and I don't. I mean, I don't have a big one, but I don't have a micro one. It's big enough. It's above average, but not much. But it was way overactive because of the cutting that was done down there or something. There's just a total mismatch between what's down below and what's in my head. And always has been. And I've coped with that. I call it the 4 M's: music, meditation, marijuana, and masturbation. Has gotten me through my entire life. So most of us cannot take it past our teens. I survived that, got to 21, went on hormones to have my family chase off my doctors. I did not want to wait. I did not care if the operation was not really good. Butcher job is better than nothing at all. See, this is Carolyn Cossey went into this about her sex toy, and how she needed to get it modified so that her fantasies, so that she had the right equipment for her sexual fantasies. I don't trust Western doctors, and I sure don't want a butcher job down there. I committed to delivering myself intact to my ancestors, and I don't even have my ears pierced. She was right. She told me if I did not go through the program, I would never be happy and die alone and miserable. Only 4 years, that is all I got. And I did love every minute of my time as me. Shit like you and Blaire do not deserve happiness. You wish to deny that from a child and wish abuse of them. Anyways, a bit long and boring, but I see no reason for the thumbs down. I really do not fall out. It is not no for being super fast paced. You know, fans that mindlessly attack someone, and even when they told why, continues, well, you can only imagine how ignorant they are. Anyways, as you more than likely push thumbs down, you idiots normally do not many, even ones that follow you, thumbs up. So Blaire is the reason my comments were unapproved. I guess I will have to do that again. And rating her off, and we'll stay that way. This is just too fucking incoherent for me to even try to continue to read. Let's see if anybody else has said anything. Don't call me bro, or we're gonna just like have you disappear. Unless you're talking to him. Jessica, people have been like really harmed severely by some of these trolls. They're and there are people that have been driven to suicide or to murder by them, and this is a real serious issue. And it's people like D. Price running these kind of arguments that is behind that. Well, I'm surprised there's hardly anybody here. Yeah, see, this is the trend. Here's one observation. It wouldn't be a proper tranny without consistently expressing a deep desire to psychotically murder a fellow human being. Quest, does it even speak English? Nope, only Tard. Okay, we don't have the Blaire White described D as the trailer park version of Caitlyn Jenner. Yeah, I'm really not liking this at all, yellow shirt guy, because the person does not talk like me at all. Here's a interesting observation by someone who calls himself Status Autisticus. I deal with crazy people in real life for a living, which probably means that he's a psych ward tech. Yeah, he's probably is a tech worker in a psych ward. The trans fag in the center of the triggering trannies, that is Blaire White, looks like a fairly attractive woman. Yes, she does. I find this enormously troubling. Some trans lords are better looking women than most women, for fuck's sake. But for every one of them, approximately 75% of whom are involved in prostitution, really, there are probably 20 Destinies and Chris's and other non-passers who are of the ideology equals ontology lines as regards gender specialism. Anybody want to try and unpack that? But it is generally the people who don't pass real well, who, I don't know, that's not a good generalization at all. I mean, there are a lot of people who pass well, they're assholes too. As I was, always seen it, is that our role models have always been very gracious, articulate people, witty and charming. And I try to, for my crusty hippie self, I do try to be like coherent and articulate and witty and charming. And just be nice to people. I mean, like, what's so hard about? I personally I don't feel good about it inside when I'm not treating people the way I want to be treated myself. I just don't understand what's so hard about that. Now I had like back to the Blaire versus Destiny thing. And I don't even know the nature of the controversies that Blair's been getting into, other than that she's like non-operative and a conservative. I stay that's far away from all of that. They talk about they try to conflate me with people like her, Jessica Yana, but that's not my trip at all. Excuse me. I'm an artist and educator, and I'm an artist and educator and entertainer. Peddling art. I'm been a human rights activist, peace and freedom activist for my entire life. And that's me. And I'm a hippie. Hippies are nice to other people until you're like intolerable. This is where it is. Like, where's the tolerability demarcation here? Talk to me. You want to talk about tolerance? Let's talk about tolerance. Because I'm pretty much running out of steam. I get talking too much, and my jaw gets hurting, and my throat gets shitty, and I start coughing, and I'd rather be playing music. Probably should just play some music until somebody asks me a real question. Nobody said anything for a while either, huh? Oh, because I'm really like out of things to say. I don't like smack talking. Um, there is incontrovertible evidence that gender behavior is genetically and molecularly based, and that gender identity does not always match a person's sex. And to say otherwise, just in summation, because I think I'm gonna, there's been no interaction here. I'll look forward to hearing from you again, Jessica, if you're still here. Same with you, Nicholas. I want to see that question. How do you want it? What do you want to know? What's the question? And same with you, Jacob Sockness. That's a whole separate conversation about what is kiwi farms and what can and can't be done about it. So I really don't want to sit here like obsessing on that person the way that they do me. I really want to talk to the principle of being mutually supportive of everybody, that everybody's valid, queers, straights. I'm a hippie. You love everybody and hate nobody until you just can't take it anymore. And then you don't hate them. You like lovingly push them away and protect yourself from them. Everybody deserves respect. Peace, love, unity, and respect is what it's all about. I don't give a fuck what you are, what color you are, what your cultural background is. You're either a nice person or you're not. And then we can go from there. Everybody, as far as I was raised to celebrate diversity, to embrace otherness with love and acceptance rather than pushing it away with fear and loathing. And this is the world that we've all been trying to create for the last 57 years. And I'm not going to be deterred from it by some get so fucking frustrated pre-op. So on that note, since nobody said nothing for a while, and I'm running out of talking space because my jaw's starting to hurt. Thanks for coming, and I'll consider these questions. Try and expand on them a little more for next time. And happy day. Thanks for coming. Bye.